Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Longchamp Racecourse here on Sunday. It is the 28th of April 2024. Gonna look at the stakes action, the group action from Longchamp, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Join me this upcoming Saturday for my Kentucky Derby preview, also this upcoming Saturday for my 2,000 guineas from Newmarket. So we have some classics this weekend, so hopefully you join me for that. But let's look at the stakes action. Races 2, 5, and 6 from Longchamp. The second race, it's the Group 3. It's the Group 3 Prix de BARBEVILLE Stakes. It's a Group 3 event going for a purse of $88,500. Race 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses staying the distance of ground here of 3,000 meters, or a mile 7/8 on the Longchamp turf course. Going to take the 6-horse Sober as a top selection. Let's go 6-1 in the forecast exacta. 6-1 forecast exacta. Top selection 6-horse Sober. This 5-year-old gelded by Camelot here. Andre Farb trains this one. Gets Pushin up in the saddle. They ran the horse at Maidan on World Cup night. 2 miles in the Group 2 Dubai Gold Cup. He finished 9th by 13 lengths. They were just asking a little bit too much too soon. Came up a very tough race this year. This horse just kind of stalked and never really got there. He's refreshing here against lesser quality horses. Back to Longchamp, where he's run very well in the past. I'm going to give him a shot to win. 2 back in the conditions race for Shanti, a mile 5/8 on the Poly Track, 8th of April. First off the bench, he finished second by 5 lengths. You know, as a 2-1 lukewarm favorite, he just kind of plodded along. He needs something more late, but it was basically a paid workout. He needed the race that day. And then prior to that, at Deauville in mid-August, mile 7/8 in the Group 2 Pre-Caragorly Stakes, he won by 1.5 lengths, and he loved every bit of the going that day. The quite heavy going. He settled well. He quickened up nicely, and he went away with it. A very strong run. And then prior to that, at Longchamp, 14th of July on Bastille Day, a mile and 3/4 in the Group 2 Pre-Maurice Daniel. He finished 3rd by length that day. The good man who had a really good jump on him that day. This horse just plodded along and needs something more there. And then the Pre-Vicomtesse and Vigier at Longchamp in late May over the mile 7/8. Guess what? He's a course and distance winner, win by a nose. The good man, you know, seems to be his rival. You know, just really was coming down his neck in the lane. But this horse, he fought on to get the job done. A very good gritty performance. He refreshed in this race last year, where he finished 7 by 4 3/4 lengths that day, and he was never really comfortable that day. I think he's coming to this race a little bit better than he did last year with his 3rd start under his belt. Gets a good post draw. 5-1 he can win. Don't throw out the 1-horse major, double major for Maxime Guillon and Christophe Ferland. Was a winner of the Pre-Royal Oak at Longchamp over the mile 7/8 in October quite nicely, winning by over a half a dozen. He stayed the trip well. Prior to that, the Pre-Chardonnay over the mile 7/8 on Arc Weekend locally, he won by 3/4 length, and again really destroyed the competition. And then the Prix Gaufel at Longchamp in late August, he finished second by a head. He was just a little lackadaisical, but he got around the race course well. As he's been going up the ranks in France, he's really become a great horse, and he looks like he's going to be a great stayer. At 6-5, let's use him here. But to recap my selection for the second from Longchamp, it's the Group 3 Prix de BARBEVILLE. Going to take the 6-horse Sober. Give kudos to the 1-horse double major. 6-1 forecast exacta. Use them both in the multi-race. Let's get to the 5th race now from Longchamp. It's the feature. It's the first Group 1 of the year in France. It is the Group 1 PRIX GANAY Stakes. It's a Group 1 event going for a purse $331,500. Race 4-year-olds and upwards. 9 horses are going 2,000 meters, or a mile 1/4 on the turf course. Going to take the 5-horse Feed the Flame as a top selection. Let's go 5-8 in the forecast exacta. 5-8 forecast exacta. Top selection of 5-horse Feed the Flame. The 4-year-old colt by Kingman here. Pascal Batty trains. Christian Demero gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came 7th of April locally here at Longchamp on heavy ground, a mile and 1/4 in the Group 2 Prix de Harcourt. He finished 5th by 7 lengths that day, and he never really got going. He plodded along. He just needed the race. It was his first race since the fall. Refreshing here today over the mile and 1/4, which he's really likes. That was proper English. But I think he's going to be in a good spot to win today. They were getting a little silly with this horse in the fall last year. They ran him the Arc over the mile and a half. They were asking a little bit too much too soon. I can't believe he went off at 14-1. Finished 8th by 8 lengths that day, never getting the trip. Prior to then, the Prix Niel, he finished 2nd by 2 1/4 lengths behind Fantastic Moon, who's running back this one today, who has an outside chance, I think. But this horse, he just kind of plodded along, wasn't staying the mile and a half there. And then the Grand Prix de Jockey Club at Longchamp, in the Grand Prix de Paris B at Longchamp on Bastille Day. He won by a length. He had a very wide poster, and he stayed the trip well. Did not think he was going to get that trip over the 1.5 miles, but he did. And then in the Prix du Jockey Club, he had a bit of a trouble trip, which cost him finished 4th by 6.25 lengths, a little bit flat late. And then locally in a conditions race over the mile 3/8 in late April, he won by 1.5 lengths, but he was kind of yielding late. I do like him back to 1.25 miles, second off the bench. He should be really cranking here today. I think he could be a Group 1 winner. Well, he is already. I think he could be a dual Group 1 winner, so let's use him. I think the 8-horse Horizon Door for Patrice Cotier and Grandin can get the trip to win. Still got a major class here, but the race in the Prix d'Olaire here over the 1.25 miles in late September wasn't bad at all. Came back to running the Champion Stakes at Ascot, where he had a decent third-place finish. Wasn't the world's deepest Champions Stakes at Ascot, but he got down the race course well. And then prior to the Hong Kong Cup, he just got beat by a better horse. He finished 10th by 6 lengths, never getting the trip. And the Prix Zouberry, he needed the race and came back to a decent place last time out in the Prix de Harcourt earlier in the month. Back to this track, he is stepping up in class, but he's had a very good fall campaign in France. Coming here 5-1, I'll use him. Like I said, one surprised me in this race. Even the 9-horse Fantastic Moon was a winner of the Prix Niel over the summer last year, won the Deutschland Derby at Hamburg in July quite nicely. 3-1. Again, he could win. I would use him on the ticket, but to recount my selection for the 5th from Petit Longchamp, it's the Group 1 PRIX GANAY. Gonna take the 5-horse Feed the Flame, give kudos to the 8-horse Horizon Door, even the 9-horse Fantastic Moon, 5, 8, 9, Tricast Trifecta here, or Forecast Exacta. Any of these three can win, tell you the truth. A very good one here today. But let's get to the 6th race now from Longchamp. It's the Prix ALLEZ France Stakes. It's a Group 3 event going for a purse of $88,500. Race 4-year-olds and upwards. 10 fillies and mares are going 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. Going to take the 6-horse Ottery as a top selection. 6-9 for me in the Forecast Exacta. 6-9 Forecast Exacta. Top selection 6-horse Ottery. 4-year-old filly by DeBowie here. Andre Farb trains. Miguel Barcelona gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came 7th of April at Longchamp. A mile and a quarter in a 3-year-old conditions race. Needed the race to get off the bench, and he did quite nicely, winning by a length at 10 cents at $1. This horse just plodded along, got to the turn of foot, and nobody was catching this horse that day. That was a very strong run. Refreshing here against some tough horses. Back to Longchamp, where this horse run very well in the past. I think she'd get a trip to win. For all intents and purposes, last time out, this horse just had a wide poster, and that cost this horse a better place. Probably wasn't going to win, but she would have did a little bit better in the Group 1 Prix de Royaume at Longchamp. 1 3/4, 30th of September, was run very wide, 13-14 that day. It finished 10th by 9.25 lengths that day, never having a good easy trip there. And then the Group 3 Prix de Paume over the Deauville turf course, 1.5 miles on the 19th of August, finished 3rd by length. I thought she wanted more ground that day, but she got around the race course well. And then the Prix Royal at Chantilly over the 1.5 miles, winning by 1.5 lengths. She really took off clear. Back here today off a decent run. She could win. She's going to have to overcome a wide poster, but I think it's not as bad as that poster she had here in the fall last year. I think the 9-horse Left C for Manette can win also. Most recently, the Prix Bertrand de Tarragon over the Chantilly turf course, 1.25 miles on the 18th of September. He finished 4th by 3.25 lengths. Off a little bit of refreshing, maybe a little bit flat late, but it was an okay race. Ran terrifically, I thought, in the Prix de Psyche and the defeat. Finished 2nd by a neck. Was really closing up well late. And then the Prix de Diane, she just had a bit of a trouble trip. Her races here last fall weren't bad at all. That listed race in June, she won quite nicely. Even in the St. Aller race, she had a bit of a trouble trip from the inside. But coming here today, gonna have to overcome a wide poster. She could win at 7-2. But to recount my selection for the 6th from Petit Longchamp, it's Group 3 Prix ALLEZ France. Gonna take the 6-horse Ottery. Give kudos to the 9-horse Left C. 6-9 Forecast Exacta. Use them both in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everyone.